If you're at the absolute peak of the global music industry, why would you deliberately release an album designed to fail on the internet? Right now, the formula for a pop hit is practically written in stone. Keep the song well under 3 minutes and optimize every second around a catchy 15-second hook, perfectly calibrated for a TikTok dance challenge. That's the machine 17 usually masters. With 13 members and the highest-selling albums in history, they're a dominant force tuned to that exact algorithm. But 2 of those members decided to push back: Vernon and the 8. Together, they formed a new subunit named V8, with a specific goal to shatter the formula they helped perfect. This chart shows the typical lifespan of a modern viral hit, a tiny sliver of disposable audio. V8 ignored that entirely, dropping an 8-track AP packed with complex, early 2000s electronic music that demands your full attention. V8 weaponized this abrasive, untrendy sound to serve as a deliberate smokescreen, masking specific personal details behind a wall of noise. The exterior of this album is aggressive. By leaning heavily into glitchy hyperpop and vintage Y2K hip-hop, V8 constructed a loud, disorienting sonic wall that actively alienates passive scrollers seeking an easy listen. To guarantee that edge, they bypassed the usual hitmakers and recruited underground producers who had zero experience working in the K-pop industry. They even pulled in Pharrell Williams for the track Girls and Boys, cementing a highly globally minded sound that sidesteps predictable pop trends. The visuals match the grit. They ditched the pristine, highly choreographed studio sets typical of idol groups, trading them for demolition derbies, junkyards, and incredibly sweaty, chaotic rave atmospheres. They layered multiple languages across single tracks, deliberately disrupting the frictionless, easy-listening way that most audiences consume their standard everyday K-pop playlists. Every production choice acts as a layer of armor. They built this hyper-confident, blaring sonic exterior to safely house a vulnerable message that standard pop simply isn't equipped to handle. Once you get past the thumping club beats, a sharp dissonance emerges. The lyrics of the album's closing track, Rat Race, are entirely focused on the sheer exhaustion of surviving their own success. Vernon explicitly writes about facing imposter syndrome. He describes the profound guilt of achieving massive wealth and status, knowing that countless peers who worked just as hard never made it. Then there are the hidden lyrical landmines. On the track Friend, a reference to melon walls points to the agonizing, green-painted training studios they were confined to for years before they debuted. The 8 shifts the tone by referencing the sky photos he frequently takes for fans, using a recurring personal ritual to signal genuine vulnerability. The album functions as a psychological processing tool. They are using the mask of a slick, untouchable pop duo to cope with the trauma of surviving a cutthroat, highly engineered trainee machine. All of this rebellion is driven by a ticking clock. In South Korea, every male citizen faces mandatory military conscription, bringing an abrupt halt to the biggest careers. For Vernon, that enlistment is fast approaching. But the hiatus is just part of a broader existential threat. The K-pop industry is engineered around rapid, relentless turnover, designed to continuously replace aging idols with newer, younger models. To express this anxiety, they pulled thematic inspiration from the sci-fi film Mickey 17. The film follows a worker who is constantly killed, cloned, and disposed of. V8 uses this premise to show how idols view their expendability in a hyper-capitalist system, which brings us back to their name. While the music industry demands artists act like silent electric vehicles, Vernon and the 8 chose to be loud, heavy, unapologetic gas guzzlers. They call this philosophy spent youth. Instead of mourning the loss of their younger days or trying to cling to a boyish image, they are aggressively burning their past experiences as fuel to propel them forward. By ignoring the algorithm and embracing their own hiatus, Vernon and the 8 created a record prioritizing their creative timeline over the industry's trend cycle.